Here we are, another day at the ledge again for the millionth time. Probably like the trillionth time now, but you know what? It's a fun ledge. So I'm here skating it again, like I said, and see what we can do today. I don't know what I'm trying to do, just like any other day. I just skate and see what happens. So it's a crappy start, but that was pretty sketchy. Let's try it again. I was gonna move on, but try to clean that up real quick, and then we'll move on. Might as well just get more like comfortable on the board, more like more balanced. So let's not skip steps. I mean, that one popped so crazy that I'll just, I mean, that one counts, but kind of drug my hand a little bit, but you know what, let's just move on. That's a good fall. Just curl up in fetal position and just slam to the concrete. I mean, literally, that was a good fall. That felt good. I don't mind falling like that, but usually my falls are pretty brutal, as you know. Hey, if it's 50 into like primo stall, that would have been sick, huh? Almost a one-footed 5-0, but I would snap my ankle. Ah. I went into the Smith grind for a second, but it my wheel kind of got stuck. This is really sticky. There's no wax, and when my wheel slides like that for the Smith grind, it's pretty sticky, but might be able to do it with some time. But first I should probably just do a 50-50, then just pop off the end or the side to try to get like my balance a little better before I try to keep trying the Smith grind. Well, that one felt cozy. It's gonna go a little quicker. Pop it off the side. Just like that. Second try, trying the nollie backside, pop shove it. So let's just try to land that real quick. Pretty crappy, but oh well. So let's not get too tired. Let's try to work on the Smith grinds. Oh. I think I'm gonna have to just try to like sit on the grind instead of trying to like lift it to the side. Instead of trying to go like and like place it, just try to like, you know, like kind of like slip into the grind, go from 50-50, try to slip into the Smith, then just try to land it real quick, but we'll see. Like the weakest half cab on the planet. That's how tired I am. So I'm trying not to do like more tricks in between trying to grind, but just trying to land a few things. So let's get back to this grind, try to land this. Ah! Oh. So that was kind of it at the end, but this is harder than I thought it was going to be, like really, like for real. This is not easy. 20 years ago it was. Now I'll be fortunate to land one. Well, once I lock in heel side, that'll make it easier. That's the first thing I'm doing wrong. I need to jump more like that instead of like jumping at an angle to where I lock in toe side, and then it pushes the board up off the angle iron. So have to go a little bit quicker for this. That right there was, I think, close, because I think if I would have just like stayed on the board, I might have landed that one. So that felt a little bit better. I kind of like am now getting like the feeling of like the Smith grind again, and kind of like the angle that I'm like pointing like my foot at. So that one felt a little bit, it seemed like I was doing a little better on that one, but that's just board control, but just I got board control right there doesn't mean I'm landing this Smith grind. Woo! A little 5-0, huh? Let's get back to the Smith grind. Water will probably help, and resting for a second. So it's always good to drink water and hydrate. If you feel delirious, drink water. I don't mean the music group either. Ah! Ah! Oh. Hey, that's baby steps, right? That right there was at least me doing the 50-50, then getting my board into the Smith grind, but then just stalling out. But see, that's the first step. And so there's another thing too with this trick. It's like I could just half-ass it, where I just like grind, and then I just like, you know, drop the front of it down and land basically like a 50-50 grind to ride off. But no, I'm trying to do it the proper way, to where like I'm 50-50 grinding, and then like I actually get into the Smith grind for at least a couple inches and then try to land it. So that's why like this is a tricky trick, because somebody could try to just like on a little ledge this small try to just like fake the trick, but you gotta actually, and it's so small too, like you can't really dip down. So that's the thing. This is probably the hardest thing to do this trick on. But if I try to do it on that ledge over there, I can't jump that high. I can't jump like to this second step, like, because when I grinded this second step before on video, I had to like, you know, kind of like run up the first step and jump onto the second one. So that's the thing too, like this ledge is not designed to do a Smith grind because this ledge is too small. But it can be done. I think it can, because I feel like I can land it. It's just, I mean, this might be a half an hour work, so I better keep skating and quit talking. Oh, oh, ah, ah. Whew. That felt like slow motion, like I was like falling forever. See, like, that is flopping it down. So that doesn't count. So that's what I'm saying, like, well, that might have counted if I would have slid, like, at all. But I just stall out, and then I can just land it. So that's what doesn't count. So, I mean, so honestly, I'm glad I did that, because that's a prime example of how not to do it. That was not a Smith grind. That was just falling off the ledge. It really is what it was. It's easy for me to do grinds where, like, 5-0s, crooked grinds, nose grinds, 50-50s, but this Smith grind is hard. It's difficult for me to do. So that one was closer. So it's just like, I feel like I'm going too slow. So I need to, like, really try to just do a deep grind and try to just get that front truck off of there. Or I could try to do it to where, like, I try to do it more off the end, and, like, once my board dips, then try to get the back truck off. But I think it's gonna be easier to do off the side for some reason. I kind of did it out to the side, but I don't know. That's just... This trick seems virtually impossible for me today, though. That's for sure. Oh! Oh! That counted. That's right. Woo! I know it did because I felt that. I was locked in and I just popped right off the side of it. There we go. There's the Smith grind. And I'm so glad I just landed that because I was way too tired. Like, I'm barely standing right now. I don't feel good. I feel like I'm hungry. Even though I ate like a bunch of food, it's because of my medication. So the medication I'm on just makes me feel just like off a little bit. I feel fine, but yeah, that just kind of messes up like my heart rate. But obviously it doesn't mess up my skating. So that one felt good. Like, honestly, like, that one was proper to where, like, when I was going at it like this, right? Like this, and then I dropped it down like that, and then, so it didn't look like I just fell off the edge of the ledge. I popped it off the ledge to show that I actually did the trick. So I went like this, then dropped it down like this, and then instead of just rolling out like this at an angle, I popped it out like that and landed it. So there it is. And I'm not throwing my board to be cocky. I do that all the time. You guys know this. When I land a trick, usually when I land a trick, it's more like this. It's more like, woo! But I can't even bounce the board right now. It's like a redo. Usually it's like this. There we go. So I do that just because, like, that's just something I do. I've been doing that for 20 years. No, 40 years. Throwing my board, and just because, like, that's just my excitement. That's just my, like, joy. So, like, you know, it's just what I love doing. And I have to stay passionate to skateboard, because literally that Smith grind felt like it was impossible. And I literally said it on camera that, like, that I wasn't gonna, that I didn't think it was possible today. And you know, it's just with skateboarding, it's just like you really got to work at it. And like with skateboarding, never skateboard and feel like that you're never gonna land anything, because I felt right now that I wasn't gonna land this Smith grind. I was like, oh, this is gonna be too difficult. Like, this is like an almost impossible. I said virtually impossible. That's what I said. See, I have a good memory. I said it was virtually impossible. And even though I felt that way, I just kept trying anyway. And just the little steps to where, like, I felt like, oh, like I locked into the grind. Oh, like I, you know, feel like it's getting better. I feel like I'm more capable of, like, landing the trick. I feel like I'm comfortable. I feel like I'm, like, understanding, like, more of what I'm doing, like with my muscle memory, and kind of like really, you know, thoroughly going through the steps to try to land it. And so that's why, you know, it's like, first let me do a 50-50. And, you know, I was like, oh, 50-50 is fine. I don't have to even like land it, just as long as I just grind it a little bit. It's like, no, like, let me clean up the 50-50 and land it properly. Let me not miss steps and think, oh, this is just going to be so easy. And then, you know, after I get the 50-50 landed, also doing that, we're at 50-50 and like pull it to the left and land off the side of it. That helps for this trick too, because with the Smith grind, you gotta, it's almost the same, it's almost like the same motion, but you gotta distinguish it differently because it's a different trick. So this right here is a 50-50 grind, and this is coming off the side. See, that's coming off the side like that, okay? But see, the Smith grind is slightly different, so that's why it virtually almost looks the same. And that's why I made sure to really pop the board out of the trick so you can see that I actually did the trick. So then, like, then from that point, then you gotta try to grind like this, right? And then just try to drop your wheels off the side like that. Even if you're, even if you just roll off as if you're doing a 50-50 grind to ride off. So it's almost, so it's virtually almost the same exact steps to do the Smith grind too. It's almost the same steps. So then the third step would be, so this is first step right here. Second step, third step is grind a little bit. Fourth step is actually pop the board out like parallel with the ledge like this. So when it's parallel with the ledge like that, then you see that you're actually popping off the ledge and not just riding off at an angle. So, you know, that's just how I think that is the easiest way to learn how to do it or understand how to do it, are just the baby steps you got to go through in order to land the trick. So it's, you know, like I said, I'm not even going to try to do this again, because with me, like, the first day when I learn a trick, and see, this is the thing too, right? You need to train your muscle memory. So, sorry if I'm out of frame. So you need to train your muscle memory. By training your muscle